Gotta talk about the Kings. Gotta talk about the Kings. Gotta do it. It's too big of a story not to. This damn Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case, man. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Shout out to the plug. Akademiks and Milagro. Megan Thee Stallion testifying. Let's get it.
But she was making the crying noise. Okay?
Wait. No tears fell the whole time.
From my vantage point, I saw not one tear throughout the duration of the questioning all day.
Keep it a bean with me. Was she Amber Hearding? Trying to,
yes.
But it's not really coming out.
Right. She was doing the Gayle shit. She was making the noises. If them people sit up and say that Megan was crying tears, that's a lie. That is a out motherfucking lie. Okay? Because there were no tears. She was
no snot bubbles?
Huh?
No snot bubbles? None of that?
No. No.
Damn.
No. None of that. So they asked her, did you know Tory? She said, yeah, we used to be friends. We met that year. We got close. We used to drink together, party together. We would hang out, and we both.
Because the trial is obviously going on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I knew that eventually they was going to have to come around to it. But, like, at this point, so many people are so done with this damn case. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. But apparently, yeah, so Akademiks and Millie. I actually watch her channel a lot. I used to, like, a couple months ago, but, I had so much shit going on that I kind of took some time apart. I haven't watched a lot of people that I used to watch, but anyway, I always fucked with her shit, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it came to this Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez stuff. Like, I always fucked with her, like, just, I guess journalism, so to speak, right? Because she's not like a journalist or anything, but like she's a blogger. But, I feel like, she kind of keep it a little bit more realer than a lot of these other people do. And she's a little bit more thorough with her shit, you know what I mean? And the Akademiks, we all know Akademiks, like, come on.
Bonded over time. And so Megan said, I think when my mom died, I needed to fill that void. So I was, hanging with him. So they said, this is prosecution. Did you have an intimate relationship with him? Were you intimate with him? Megan simply answered, yes. Okay. They said, what about Kelsey? And she starts with the crying noises again. Kelsey, she was my best friend. She was my best friend.
Wait. Hold on. So Meg out the gate is basically contradicting what she said in the interview. But she probably.
I thought she said she wasn't
walking into court with what looks to be like a legal team, her damn self, which means they have probably prepped her for whatever line of questioning and probably told her as, we know you like switching the stories up, but you could go to jail if you lie on the stand. I gotta imagine they told her that.
The defense actually raised a good point after we took a lunch break, and they said, Megan, you and your team had talked. You and the people spoke.
Hold up. I'm like all in the way. Hold on. Let me, I'm in the way like shit. I'm in the way like shit. All right. Let's get it popping.
What was that about? And she said it was just about me opening up a little bit more. And they said, did they tell you that you need to open up more? Or did you say that? And she said, no, I said that. So there was absolutely a discussion. I'm sure prior, because it did sound very rehearsed. But you do that with all clients. You vet them and you go over shit. But you could tell. Megan, they had to tell Megan to pause, hold on, because she was so ready to answer the question. The people wouldn't even be done asking the question before she's already sprouting up at the mouth, trying to get these answers out that I feel like she had rehearsed.
Dang.
But she brought up how her and Kelsey was best friends since freshman year of college, and that she became her assistant. And she said, Kelsey, will go everywhere with me. She said before the 12th, they did everything together. All right, we immediately go into Kylie's house. They say July 12th, you went to Kylie's house. They said when? Early evening. Okay, Megan says that they were there at least 5 hours before Tory even got there. It was EJ, Kelsey, and Megan that rode together to get to the party. Megan said when she got there, they all was hanging out, having some drinks, and that she went to the kitchen to cook. And that she brought the food out from the kitchen to, I guess, the pool area, wherever they were. She brought that out. They said, Megan, are you nervous? She said, I'm not nervous. I just don't feel good because I can't believe I got to do this. I can't believe I have to sit here in front of people, who have been spreading misinformation and tell my story and sit in front of the man who shot me, start getting real, I feel like elevated in her tone. And I'm going to tell you something else. They did not want me in the courtroom today.
Wait, what?
And a lot because of our lives. And because of the joke that was made that, oh, well, the phone, we could, it was a little joke about, oh, yes, get a phone and you could get something up in there, like whoop.
Yeah.
There was a lot today about the phone and a concern that I may have been streaming live from the fucking courtroom like a fucking idiot.
Why would anybody do that?
But yeah, a whole bunch of op shit because I feel like get the fuck up off my live. But anyway, she said she didn't feel good. She said Corey, Kylie, and her friends were at the party, and Megan texted Tory to come over. She said Tory came over really late, and by the time Tory even got there, a lot of people were gone. So it was just Kylie, Kelsey, Tory, Corey Gamble, and whoever else was out there. So when Tory got there, she said everybody got in the pool. Megan said her wig was...
That's the one place that I know a lot of celebrities was happy they didn't go to. You know what I'm saying? They done pulled in so many people to this damn thing, man. They got the baby involved with this. They got Ben Simmons. Random ass Ben Simmons is in this too. Like, what? What? Apparently she slept with him, but I mean, I didn't know nothing about that.
Starting to slip. And that's the reason why she wanted to leave. After she had been in the pool, she said the wig started slipping, literally.
Does she mention if there was any other arguments that was happening prior to that? Whether it was maybe any disagreements with, before Tory got there or...
100%. She said the reason why she wanted to leave was because her wig was slipping. That was her damn. They said that Jaquan, the driver, dropped Tory off, and that Tory didn't want to go. It was shortly after Tory got there that she thought she wants to leave, and so she said he didn't want to go, but that Jaquan, the driver, said, "I'm not leaving without Tory. So if you can convince Tory to leave, then we can go." But testimony has already been given that she got in the car and Tory said, "Go ahead, you can take him home," and all that shit. But anyway, Megan, Tory, and Kelsey, and Quan. No, Meg, Tory, Kelsey, and Quan is sitting up at the party, and she jumps. She didn't say nothing about Quan taking them back to the house. She said she don't remember that. She don't remember getting in Tory's car and going to the house and coming back. She don't remember none of that. She said all she remembers is that Tory had an attitude, and by the time that finally it was time to go and he was willing to go. They outlined that Tory never said he didn't want to go and never gave her a reason. So they outlined like you're assuming basically that he didn't want to leave. He was upset with you about that. But yeah, she outlined what everybody was in the car. Cool. She acknowledged that Tory said you need to stop lying to your friend, and that is what sparked an argument. And Megan said, I knew Kelsey had a crush, so I didn't want her to know that we had been intimate. That's what she said. And then she later said in a real attitude type of way, Kelsey had a crush on him. They was never together. So I didn't sleep with him like behind her back. I've never backdoored her. They said, well, why did she say that? You ain't asked her why she said that? She said, no. I ain't never backdoored her. She ain't never backdoored me. I don't know why she said, but she had a crush. I just didn't want her to know that I had been intimate with him because she liked him. Child police. So then she said, well, everybody got into an argument. She said Kelsey was mad, but Tory was mad too, and that it was more so them. Then she jumps to getting out on Sunset Boulevard, and she says the only reason that she got back in the car was because she was up and coming, coming into her fame and had on a thong bikini, and she didn't want to be spotted on the street looking crazy. That's why she got back in the car the first time. And she said that her phone was dying or already dead, but she couldn't remember. But I would like to note that I saw two chargers in the evidence photos. There was a charger in the front seat and a charger in the back seat. They could have charged their phone. I feel like it's a lie, but whatever.
Holy.
Okay. People got back in the car, and she say they were still arguing about the shit. Kelsey and Tory was arguing. She said, look, I ain't want to be in it, so I wanted to get out. So she said, I can walk to my house, you know? And then she heard dance, bitch, as she was walking away. Now Megan in court says she wasn't walking to the back of the car. She was walking towards the front. It took her 2 or 3 seconds, and Tory said, dance, bitch, and she looked over her left shoulder. And when she looked over her left shoulder, she saw him with a gun. Then she just froze. And he starts to shoot. So did she remain looking back at him? I didn't get an understanding of that. And I wish they would have kind of, like...
I do have one question, and whether the answer comes from Meg or from the police detectives, did it say how far the shooter was from Meg when they fired the shot? Because this sounds like it's pretty close.
You know what? And you're going to think this shit look crazy, but I drew it verbatim. They made Megan draw on the back of the evidence photo. Okay? They made her draw a picture of where she was. And I did it verbatim. I promise you. And anybody that was there knows that this is real. Please, people, look at this photo. I swear to God, that's what Megan drew.
What the fuck is that?
I swear to God. Megan said about 8 feet. Okay? About 8 feet away. And that is what she drew. If they ever let y'all see evidence photos, you will see that my shit looks just like that. Okay? It looked just like that.
Damn, bro.
Let's get to the juicy shit. Fuck all this other bullshit. And so she said that she felt shocked and all of that shit. And she didn't see where Kelsey was or nothing like that. She went over to the driveway and she said it was blurry. She said, they said, did you see Kelsey and Tory get into a physical fight? She said, no. I saw them bump each other and they asked her to describe what that meant. And she really couldn't. She said, I think they bumped into each other and I saw both of them coming towards me, but it's just really, really, really blurry.
And this is after the shot. So all she saw was that they bumped into each other.
That they bumped into each other and came towards her. That's what she said. And then she said she doesn't remember what he said at that time. But you recall, she first said that he started saying, I'm sorry, don't say nothing, I'll give you $1 million. But now she says, no, I don't remember what he said. It's all a blur. And she said shortly after they got back in the car, that's when they heard.
So she does not repeat on the stand that Tory offered her $1 million. Right there.
Not at that time. She says that all she remembers is later when the cops. She said as soon as they heard sirens in the background, that basically Tory started to panic and was like, oh, don't say nothing. I'll give you $1 million. I'm on probation. I can't go back to jail. Some bullshit like that. And so, what I feel like fucked Megan up majorly was saying, well, I didn't know where I was. The defense tried to get Megan to outline where she was in the street. Like, where did the car stop? And what was this and what was that? Megan claimed that she was about to walk home, but she said that the phone was dead or dying. So you couldn't use your GPS. Megan said she didn't know where she was, but said that she lived up the hill and was going to walk home. So did you know where you were or not?
Right.
Did you know where you were headed
It's
or
either
not?
you know,
right.
It's either you know where you are or you don't. Because if you don't know where you are, how do you know that your house, how did you know that your house ain't far? Like if you know where your house is in location to where you are, then what do you mean you don't know where you are? Like, what do you mean? Like, you clearly know where you are then if you know where your house is, where you're standing. Like, I don't know, man.
No sense. She said Kelsey was in the car crying, she was crying. And they said, had you ever seen Kelsey with a gun? And did you ever see Kelsey with the gun at night? She said no. They said, did you know that Tory had a gun? She said no. Were there any other injuries, like to Kelsey, like not that she knew of, and that she was bleeding in the car, and that, Kelsey was being of assistance to her. And she said that I told them that I stepped on glass because of the George Floyd situation. I was taken to the hospital. They were mistreated.
And not to cut you off.
Huh?
And not to cut you off, did they ask her that prior to the situation, once she got in the car, did she, because, Tory didn't have a shirt on.
Right.
He just had, like, swimming trunks on. Did she see the gun before? Like, was it on the center console?
She
like,
did she not seen the gun before? And when they said, they made a really good point. She said on the stand, I didn't have no gun. Kelsey didn't have no gun because we had the bikinis on. So we didn't have no one that had no gun. So the defense said, well, where did Tory have space to have a gun? Because he just had on swim trunks. She said she don't remember what he had on.
So you remember what you? Okay. So you remember what you had on, but you don't remember what he had on.
it's not acceptable to snitch. That's why she didn't want to cooperate, and that's why she lied about the glass. She didn't want to be cooperating with authorities. And she said, when you're a woman and you say a man did something to you, don't nobody believe it. And she said that the industry is nothing more than a boys' club, and she felt like everybody was gonna hate her. She said that.
Did she answer why she got back in the car with the nigga who just shot
Who
at
just
her
shot
5
you?
times?
Right.
Yeah, I will read it, but I believe that she said that she was just scared. She was nervous. She needed to get home. She know she was. It had happened so fast, and like she didn't know what to do. Like she put it like she was just so in shock and didn't know what was going on.
Did they ask did they ask the question of, did Tory force you to get back in, or did you willingly get back in?
They didn't ask her did he force her to get back in, but they said, and you got back in the car, and why did you get back in the car? And then she answered as follows, which was okay, well, I got back in because, well, it was in the middle of the street, it was late, it was dark, whatever the case may be. But she said it was so blurry. And then she goes into not remembering all of the key shit. Megan didn't remember nothing that would have incriminated her damn self.
Right.
She remembered everything that was simply, he shot me. But every time they asked a valuable question, I don't remember all that bullshit. And to the point where it was getting agitated. Because it was like, girl, come on. Even when it came to the luggage, they said, Megan, what was yours in the car? Like, was this your purse? Oh, I don't know if that was my purse. I got a lot of bags. Shit like that, being a smart ass and shit. They, let me see. She said she had surgery and that they took the bullet fragments out. She said she had physical therapy for a few months, every day at first, and then on and off, and that she couldn't even walk for a while.
Wait, for a few months?
Right. What do you mean?
She said she had physical therapy for months.
Was twerking part of the physical therapy?
That's what I'm trying to understand, because we saw Megan soon after the shooting. And
Yo, I was about to say, I was like, well, wait a minute. We definitely saw her out and about twerking and doing music videos and all kind of shit literally like a week or two after this. So like that, what? Damn, that's what kind of physical therapy is that? I need some of that. Shit.
Fucking time. But she said she was in physical therapy for months, and she said she couldn't walk for a while, and that she couldn't feel the left side of her foot. She said she still got nerve damage, and she can't really feel the left side of her foot, and that the back of her feet are always sore. That's what she said. They showed us the regular ass pictures. They brought up how Tory texted Megan that night after the shooting. They put the text on the screen saying, I'm sorry, and then Megan claims that Tory texted her from another number and said, I see you on live and I can see the pain in your eyes. I hope you get through this. And that she was just taken aback that he would do this to her and then tell her, I saw you, I'm watching you. And she made it sound like a threat, kind of, when she said, like, oh, you watching me, you see me, you see the look in my eyes.
Wait, what day was this? Like, when did he send her the text?
When he sent the text from the other phone.
Yeah, but is this directly after it happened, or like months later or weeks later when she's on Instagram Live?
They didn't even get into when that could have come in.
Okay.
At all. I will tell you, Tamika Mallory was there. Desiree Perez was there. T. Farris was there.
Desiree Perez was there.
Desiree Perez was in the building.
Rock Nation Honcho.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Did they get into? So did she admit that she was giving Kelsey a severe case of the beats?
She denied a physical altercation completely with Kelsey. She said they never had a fight.
So how did she ever explain why they found acrylic nails, Kelsey's pendant,
right,
and basically like proof that she was getting thrown around like a rag doll?
She said there was never a physical altercation between her and Kelsey. And then she says that when the shooting happened, they got out the car, bumped into each other, and came towards her. Now, make it make sense, because this is happening very quickly. Because remember, the police come and get the phone calls was placed 4:22, 4:26, and shit like that. The police is hemming them up by like 4:30. The message that Kelsey sent to Justin was at 4:27. So, babe, this is happening very, very, very rapidly. So, make it make sense, Megan. Something happened. And a witness states he saw a woman get out of the back seat
Right.
and attack the woman in the front, and that it spilled off into the street.
Right.
She categorically denied the whole thing. Said there was no physical altercation between her and Kelsey, and she did not speak to a physical altercation between Tory and
Somebody's
Kelsey.
lying.
They said, Megan, this Kathy Todd talking to her people. You a private person? She say, yeah. They say, are you having a hard time opening up? That's when Megan started with the tears and said, yeah, because I got to sit in front of people who will spread misinformation about me and then my attacker, but I don't want to be weak. And I don't want to give them the power that I feel like they done had over me for the past almost 3 years. And so they said, Megan, did you hear anything? And she said, gunshots. They say, how many? She said, I don't know. They played the audio of the gunshots, and they said, was that it? And she said, yeah. And she said, yes. But she shook her head, no. And she did that a couple of times, and that was very interesting to me, those micro expressions when she did that bullshit, where she would answer the question verbally one way, but she would nod in a yes motion. I wish to God that y'all could see the way that she behaved today. Very theatrical. Nancy Dillon even called her animated today. And I think that was the proper term. It was a lot for a little bit. And her energy absolutely shifted after talking to the people when we came back from lunch. Megan was much more reserved at first. She had her moments at the beginning, but when she came back after lunch, hollering, getting real hard, getting real arrogant, it was a completely different attitude.
Wow.
So they said, Megan said, as soon as Tory started shooting, she looked down. She said she just saw that he was holding the gun. She said, he said, dance, bitch. And she turned around, he was holding the gun. But she said she looked down. They said, did you see him fire the shots? She said,
damn, bro. This shit crazy. This shit is wild. God damn. This shit is wizard.
No. She said she was scared. Yeah, she said no, she did not see. She said she saw him with the gun, and he said dance, bitch. But she did not see him fire the shot. She immediately looked down and froze. So she said she was terrified. The police had guns out, and she got handcuffed. And she said she felt like no one cared about her. Here goes the crying noises again, but no tears. Okay, and so they.
A League of Legends overlay app that can literally help you win more often, thanks to a new OP feature. This new feature is Summoner Spell Tracking. The app displays all of the enemies and their...
I said, well, how did you feel when you got cuffed to the bed in the ambulance? She said, like I didn't matter. And they questioned her again about the boys club in the industry. And she said, every man in a position took Tory's side and have given me hell. Okay? So then she gets elevated in her tone at this point. And she said, and they just want to keep making it about who I had sex with and not about the fact that I got shot. And I don't like that. This is not about who I slept with. This ain't about my sex life, basically. It's about the shooting. She said, I had just got a feature with Beyonce, and now she got to see me get shot. Literally, this is what this girl said. She said, I didn't want this to come out, and I never would have said if it wasn't for Tory. But the whole case too is the defense said, well, you said that you didn't want to say nothing, but 4 days later you did say something.
You did.
So what is it that Tory posted that triggered you? She said it wasn't that Tory posted anything, but that his publicist was out here planning narratives. Megan said every time a blog that was friends with Tory posted something, she sent it off to her people so that they could see it. And I guess she was feeling attacked. Well, that falls flat because in the first couple of days, Tory was silent, and we didn't even know what was going on. So, bitch, you came out on the 15th and told everybody I got shot as a result of a crime committed against me. We didn't know shit. All we knew was Tory got arrested, there was a gun in the car, and you had a glass injury, because that's what was said at first, and you went to the hospital. We thought Megan was okay. Nobody knew anything about a shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So she never, they said, did you ever send any of these things that you saw, these narratives? You know, no. She don't have no proof of what she claims she saw that triggered her to say something. So then she said, do you think that your career was and is big stories? She said, yeah. And okay, that she got the bigger career. She said, this was worse for me. Tory the one that gained fans. She said, I've been a villain. How he a victim now? She said, this messed up my whole life. And So she said I wasn't gonna say nothing. She said if I wasn't somebody, and if I wouldn't have been around these bad people, this would have never happened. Now everybody doing me bad. She said she didn't say anything because she thought that it was embarrassing about fucking Tory. They said, why did you lie about having sex with Tory? She said, because I'm disgusted. She said, how could somebody
said that verbatim?
Yeah.
Wow.
She said, because I'm disgusted. She said, how could somebody I shared my body with shoot me? So she didn't want to tell nobody if they had had sex. She said, now every week they putting a new nigga on her body. She said, my partner, this is the first time I feel like I saw real emotion. She said, my partner is embarrassed of me because of the rumors. And then it looked like she started to, like there was some real emotion. I didn't see no tears, but it seemed like she really felt a way about that. And they said, well, she's like your partner. And that's when she's Party, talking about her boyfriend Party. And so she was like, yeah, he embarrassed me, you know, every day, you know, these different rumors and shit come out. And so Megan verbatim said, I wish that he would have shot and killed me. She said, if I knew that I would have had to go through this torture, then she would have rather been dead, basically. So she literally said, I wish he would have shot and killed me if I knew that I was going to have to go through this.
Wow.
Okay. She said, Kelsey and I were best friends. And the reason why she don't fuck with Kelsey no more is because she met Tory at a hotel. I'm finna poke a hole in that. Megan say that she stopped fucking with Kelsey because Kelsey went to the hotel. I would like to know when she went to the hotel, because Megan left for New York right after she got out the hospital. She goes right to New York, flies to New York. She didn't take Kelsey with her. So when did Kelsey call you and tell you that she was at the thing? Because what was your initial issue with her then? That you didn't even take her. This was your assistant and best friend.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I only wanted, and this is what was interesting too. When she got shot allegedly and was in the hospital, she said, I only wanted T. Ferris there with me. Even though Kelsey was waiting outside and she knew it, she said, I only wanted T. Ferris in there with me, and we could only have one person because of COVID at the time. So she acknowledged that she did not want Kelsey in the room. My thing is, if you and Kelsey were not arguing and it wasn't nothing deep, and you only stopped fucking with Kelsey because she went to the hotel to allegedly meet Tory, why didn't you want your best friend that was there with you when this shit happened, who also was affected, I would guess, by what she saw in the hospital room with you? So I don't find her to be truthful in that matter, because obviously something else made you feel away. Under no circumstances am I going to leave my best friend outside when I know the last time I saw her, she was in a fucking bikini with no shoes on. And I'm going to fly to New York without her? It wasn't logical to me. But anyway, Megan went into saying, I have never had sex behind Kelsey. Never. She said Kelsey called and told her she had linked up with Tory, and she said, how could you? Why would you do that? And she said that she felt betrayed. She said the last time she talked to Kelsey was when Kelsey hit her up and said, what am I going to do for money? That's what she says happened, child. And then they said, did you ever see Kelsey again after that? No. They said, did Quan shoot you? She said, no. Did Kelsey shoot you? No. They said, who shot you? Tory. They said, is there any doubt as to who shot you? She said, no. All right. The prosecution was done with her ass. Time for cross-examination. They said you was at Kylie house with Kelsey and EJ, and the incident happened after. They said, do you remember getting questioned on the curb? She don't fucking remember. They say, okay, you did an interview with the detective, the one that got fired, on July 16th, over the phone. They said you had your reps and your attorneys on the phone, right? And they said, was Desiree on the phone? And I believe the answer was yes, that she had been on the phone. They said there was another interview in November in 2020. You remember that? She said, yeah. Gail King. They said you went on Gail King to be truthful? She said yes. So then...
Damn, there's no way that was 2 years ago. The Gail King joint? There's absolutely no way that was 2 years ago. That's crazy.
The question was, well, why did you lie about having sex with Tory? If the whole point was to be truthful and you went up there this year to have a conversation with her. Okay?
I'm about to say.
They said, were you the one arguing and said that you were done and wanted to get out the car? And then you got back in the car? She said, yeah. And they said, why didn't you tell that you, that had happened and that he had shot you? She said, because I was scared. And then she repeated all that other regurgitated shit. He said, did you tell Gail he offered you money? Yeah. They said, you were asked about a sexual relationship with Tory. And she said, yes. And so the defense said, so you lied to the detectives? Megan answered, yes. They said, you lied on national television? Megan said, yes. They said, you lied to the prosecutors? They said, yes. They said, so you lied for 2 years about having a sexual relationship with him. And then in 2022, when you sat with Gail, you lied again. Yes. So, they said, did you tell Gail that you the one that told Tory to come? And so, she didn't. She did not say that she had invited him. They said, did you text or FaceTime Tory when you invited him over? She said she might have done both. They said, did you FaceTime Tory with Kylie on the phone? She don't remember. She said, but I probably did. So I think she really was trying to get him over there. Megan said she got there early evening, had been there about 5 hours before Tory got there, and had taken maybe 6 shots. They say, did you greet Tory at the door? She don't remember. He had to get in some type of way, but she don't know. She don't remember how he got in the goddamn house, even though she invited his ass.
Hey, hold on. And again, I know they want you to tell this story uninterrupted, but I with the amount of time she's saying she don't remember,
right?
Do they bring up or do they mention the fact that it might not be she don't remember because it happened 2 years ago? It might be she don't remember because she's fucking too drunk.
That is exactly what they asked. Do you not remember because you were drunk? Okay. They absolutely did ask that question. Downplayed to me.
And we know she liked to drink. We know she likes to drink. That's just a fact. That's not even something you can debate. That's not even debatable. Like, she likes to drink. Like, that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? How many times y'all be seeing her drive the boat? Right?
Her drinking, and what they did was they highlighted the fact. They said, did you tell them that Kelsey was passed out in the house? And she said, yeah, I don't recall what her body was in the house, but yeah, she was drunk. And I think that was basically to paint the picture that if all of y'all were drinking together and Kelsey passed the fuck out, you wasn't drunk too? Everybody else just got wasted as fuck, right. But you was fine.
But
you took
fine.
A few shots and cooked
right.
some food. Okay. They said, did Tory have to take shots to get in the house? She don't recall that. She said she was ready to go home. So they said, you were ready to go home. Were you ready to go home because Tory was with Kylie? And you wanted to, she said she wanted to leave because her hair was messed up. And she said, EJ walked up to her and said, girl, your hair's slipping. He said, so EJ did not tell you that you were acting out? You needed to leave? You was doing too much? No. That didn't happen. He just said that her wig was slipping. They say, EJ drove you there? She said, yeah. They said, why you didn't leave with EJ? You the one that brought you. And they say, EJ waited for you, right? And she was like, no, he didn't wait for me. But she trumped herself up in that shit because they outlined how they moved the things. She had EJ go pack her shit up in the house, put it in the luggage and put it in Tory's car. So he was basically saying, well, if it wasn't that deep with Tory, why you didn't fucking leave with him, who you came with? They said, did Tory or Quan even know that you were supposed to be riding back while you was putting shit in their car? Did y'all agree to that? She said no. So this is like a power. Who do you think you are to take over a nigga fucking vehicle and move your shit in his car? Basically, is what I was picking up.
Did she admit that pretty much they got loud and Kylie kicked all of them the fuck out?
No.
That's wow.
No, wow. She said she wanted to go because her wig was slipping. Acknowledged really? What happening in Kylie's house. She said that she recalled having a purse and that the luggage could have been Kelsey's in the car. And Kelsey, you need to be paying attention to that because the whole thing is people asking all these damn questions about all these bags and shit up in this car to me to imply that this weapon could have been anywhere and all that kind of shit. And Megan sat up there and said there might have been Kelsey bags. She denied the damn bag. Even when they showed her the bags, she said, I got a lot of bags. She never claimed the shit in the car. So, girl, keep that in mind because I know your ass sitting up watching someone, girl, and good luck tomorrow. So, now they trying to paint the picture. They said, so you you want to go with Tory, but he didn't want to leave. But your shit was in EJ car. So they said you had them put the stuff in Tory car. And she said, yeah. She said, nobody knew that you was going to ride with them. She said, no. They said, and you didn't want to leave with EJ? She said, no, I didn't want to leave. And I didn't want to leave. You said earlier that you wanted to leave. So what did you leave yet? So she got in the car with Kelsey and Quan. She had no memory of going back, almost getting home and then asking to come back. They said, so you never told anybody that you left your slides at Kylie's house so that they would take you back to Kylie's house?
Wow.
She don't remember that. She said Tory was in the back seat. They said, do you remember Kylie telling you that you need to leave? This is when I wish y'all could see it. She said no, but she shook her head yes. She nodded. She said no. I swear to God, right hand to the man. They said, does Kelsey back up your argument in the car? So when she said, yeah. They said, do you know like where you backing up at? And she said she don't remember. And then so she said, do you remember that Tory said that, Kelsey, why you backing up somebody that's, that's betraying you by sleeping with me? And then she said, yeah. They said, did you ever say, why would you say that to Tory? And she said, yes, I did ask him why would he say that. And then so they said, she turned on me and she said that you backdoored her. Is it true that Kelsey said that you backdoored her? She said, they said, did you ask her what that meant when she said you backdoored her or ask anything about it? Megan said, I don't remember what I said to Kelsey, but I don't feel like I said nothing. Yes, she said I backdoored her, but I've never backdoored her. And I didn't ask her nothing about why she said that, and I don't know why she said that. I've never slept with anybody behind Kelsey, and she's never done that to me. That's what she claimed. She said, Kelsey liked Tory. She said it was no reason for me and Kelsey to argue, even though she has acknowledged that Kelsey just found out that she was having sex with Tory. She says there was no reason for us to argue. And so they show her some paperwork, and they said, when Kelsey said that you backdoored her, she said probably nothing. They said, did you talk about Kelsey getting upset and that this wasn't the first time? She was like, yeah. They said, even though you slept with Tory, Kelsey was mad at him and not mad at you. And that's how she tried to put it. Like, yeah, she was upset with him, not me.
And my shit ashy.
She said after that, the shit switched because she said Tory stopped calling them bitches and hoes. So they banded together after Tory started being very disrespectful to them, that they start arguing back with him, getting disrespectful. So that she said Kelsey was on her side. Even though Kelsey had just found out that she had fucked the nigga, and even though Megan acknowledges that Kelsey said, okay, this ain't the first time you done backdoored me. She trying to act like nothing else was said. They just start jumping on Tory. It's not logical. Mm-hmm. Let me see. The police interview. They asked her about that on day one. They said moments of the interview said that there was a verbal argument. They said the police report says that you got a fight with Kelsey. Megan Thee Stallion said that's what that paper says, but I don't remember that. I don't Sonny water. And that's what Megan was saying.
Wait. She said she don't remember fighting with Kelsey at all?
She says that the paper says that she got in an argument with Kelsey, but she don't remember saying that. But she will acknowledge that that's what the paper says. But she don't remember saying that.
Oh, wow. She's sticking to the script.
Yeah.
She figured out the points that she's misremembering, the things that she don't remember are very careful and very important to her not perjuring herself and her not completely flipping a 180 to look like she's been lying the last 2 years. This is good.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And so she said me and Kelsey was never arguing. That's what she said. They said you said only Kelsey and Tory arguing in the back seat. She said yeah. So they talked about her being on Sunset at the bus stop. They said, did Tory come out of the car to get you back in the car? And she said she don't remember that. They said, do you recall Tory walking up to you at this bus stop to try to get you back in the car? She does not recall. She said my phone was dying or it had already died. But mind you, I saw the evidence photos with the two charges. They said Do you recall that you told prosecutors that you spoke to your manager at the bus stop? You said your phone was down or it died, but you told them, "I called my manager, come pick me up, because I don't want to be continuing to argue." Megan said, "I don't."
Come on, what happened?
She said, "I don't remember, but I could have said it." Now, this is in the transcripts. This is from the detective that she told. So they're showing her what she said. But she continues with this, "Well, I don't remember. Maybe I did." It's in fucking black and white. That's what you said. They said, "What time do you think you called your manager?" She said, "Maybe 4 a.m., maybe 4:15. And they said, "Is that a proper time frame?" She said, "Yeah, I could have." Okay. They said, "The second stop, in relation to where you were, where was home?" She said, "Up the hill." She said, "We went on a side street and I didn't know where I was." They said, "Well, how was you going to get home?" She said, "I was going to figure it out." So she said she got out the car the second time. That's when she walked to the front of the car. Tory say, "Dance, bitch." And she saw him with a gun. This is her story. They said, "Do you know where your car stopped on the street?" She don't know. So they said they said, "Prosecutors, you walked to the back of the car." So if that's what they're repeating, that was incorrect. She said, "Yeah, that would be incorrect." Now remember, she had said this multiple times that she was walking towards the rear. So now she's saying that's wrong. She was walking towards the front of the car. They said, "Did you tell Detective Stogner that you walked to the back of the car?" She says no, but they're looking at the fucking paperwork. They said, "How long was it before gunshots went off after Tory said, 'Dance, bitch'?" She said, "A few seconds." Okay. Mind you, Kelsey was sitting right behind Megan. So now we get into this big discussion about, well, how in the hell in a few seconds, basically, did Tory get to that side of the car to shoot at you? Mm-hmm. Because that means they said Tory would have either have had to get out the car and walk around the back or cross over Kelsey. Maybe what he did in the car. I don't know. But she made the statement herself with detectives and said that Tory must have crossed over Kelsey to get to that seat, to open that door,
this shit too
to
much,
be standing
man.
on the step to shoot at her ass. But she said Kelsey had no gun. And they said, "You and Kelsey had on a bikini." She said, "Yeah, so I know we didn't have no gun because we had on a bikini." They said, "Well, Tory had on swim trunks. So how you figure he had a weapon?" She said, "I don't remember what he had on." They said, "Where was the shooting coming from?" She said, "From the passenger side, from where Kelsey had been sitting at, that seat." She said the shooting came from that area. Then she made a statement and said that he got out the car to shoot me. They said he got out the car, or like, what's up? Then she said, "I didn't see him do anything. My back was turned at that particular time." They said it took a couple seconds. So Tory got in Kelsey's seat, and then she was like, "I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't know." She said, "I don't know how he got to where he was in the vehicle to ultimately be over the thing shooting me. I don't know." Okay, so they played that game back and forth. They said, she just said, "I saw him where Kelsey had been." And so they said, "Do you remember posting on Instagram that you said that you was walking away facing the back?" She said, "I was walking away facing the back, meaning that my back was to it, but that I had turned my head to the left. And that's how I saw it." They said, they pulled up the post that had her feet with the shit in them. They said, "How could you tell he shot you with your back turned?" And that's what she kept reiterating. "I looked over my shoulder and I saw him with the gun." But she never saw him fire the gun, per what she said. She felt like she know he shot her because she saw him with the gun and he said, "Dance, bitch." That's her testimony. And so they said, "You said you stepped on glass." She said, "Yeah." They said, "Were you scared at the hospital?" She said, "No." They said, "So why didn't you say anything then?" Megan says, "Because I didn't want to be a snitch. In the Black community, people don't like snitches. I didn't want to cooperate, basically." But they said, "Okay, but before you said that you were afraid. So, like, which one is it?" Because the reasons why you didn't say anything kept changing. And so they brought up the Instagram live from 2020 with the blue hair. She was pointing out Tory directly for the first time. They said, "Do you remember saying that you a thug bitch from the South Side? This nigga over here shot you?"
Right, you don't want to snitch, but you get on live and say this person did it. Like, yeah, I don't know, man.
And Megan said, when he said this nigga, the lawyer, Tory lawyer, Armenian, right? So she said, can you repeat that? And he repeated it again. She must not know this is a court of law where we gonna go over every little thing. Yeah, he just said nigga. He said it again. Okay, you said you was a thug motherfucker from the south side, and that this nigga had shot you. And she said, yeah, they had to pull the video up for her. The bitch don't remember nothing. They said, did you say that the police officer was being a bitch and was being rude to you? So that's why you didn't tell her nothing? She said this in the live. So was it that you were scared? Was it that you didn't want to be a snitch? Was it that the police officer was a bitch? What was the reason why, when you got to safety, you still said there was glass in your feet? That's what they want to know. She ain't got no damn answer. She said, I didn't tell the cop. I'm sorry, I didn't tell the doctor because I felt like the doctor was going to tell the police. That's what we shift to at that point. They said, where did Tory pull a gun from? She said, I don't remember saying I saw him pull a gun. They said, where did he pull the gun from? You said you saw him with a gun. And so the transcripts said, she stated that she saw him pull a gun, but now she's saying she never saw him pull a gun. She just saw him with the gun ultimately. And so she said he was halfway out the car. She said his head, his torso, and his arm was out the car. She said, I clearly saw him with the gun. She said she clearly saw him, even though she also says that it was dark as hell outside and she didn't even know where she was going, and she went to the nearest driveway. It was so dark. But she clearly saw him. They said, so in a few seconds, you made it over there and this shit happened. She said, yeah, a few seconds, maybe more. They said, did you leave your door open or closed? She said, I don't remember. They said, did you have any fight with Kelsey? No. An argument outside of the car with Kelsey? No. This is when we take a break. When we come back, they said, did you discuss stuff with the people about being guarded? And she said, yeah. And so they said, did you bring that up or did they bring it up? They said she brought it up. That was a concern of hers. Okay, they moved on. They said, what was the car stopped on the street? And that's when Megan said, I don't even know what I'm looking at. It was a fucking map, bitch. That's M-A-P, Dora. What the hell is it supposed to be? So they said, well, if you can't pay attention, you don't know what the hell this map is, basically. Can you draw where the car was, where you were, and where you went? And this is when we get this raggedy-ass picture of what Megan said that she was. And I swear to God, it looks just like this. And he said, you're quite the artist. And she chuckled at the bullshit. So they say she was approximately maybe 8 feet away from where Tory was.
Wow.
So she said Kelsey approached her in the driveway. And then she said they had bumped into each other, Kelsey and Tory, and went about their business. They said, let me turn my motherfucking phone. They said, did you tell anybody that Kelsey and Tory bumped into each other? She said no. The very first time that this is coming out is now. They said this is the first time you are ever saying that they bumped into each other. She said, yeah, this is the first time. They said, you mentioned Kelsey on the 6th in the Gale interview. Because they said, why didn't you tell anybody that they bumped into each other? She said, because I didn't want to mention Kelsey. I didn't want her involved in this, basically. And they said, but you mentioned her name throughout that interview, so you had already brought her up. Why didn't you say nothing about it? She ain't got no goddamn answer. They said, did you ever tell Gail that Tory bumped Kelsey? She said, probably not. They said, did you tell the detective that Tory was in the car? And then she said, yeah, and then that she saw his head, torso, and his hand. They said, did you tell the detective that Tory crossed over Kelsey? She said, she don't recall. They said, if I show you what you said, would that refresh your memory? She said, yeah. They showed her the statements. So my thing is, you initially said that he had crossed over. So were you looking through the window? Did you see more than what you're acting like you saw? Because that's contradictory to me. How did you see? Why did you tell the detective that you saw Tory cross over her to get in her seat to shoot at your ass? And what sense do it make if he was already sitting on the driver's side and that's the direction you was going, for him not to just put down his window and shoot at her ass? How the hell did he shoot at her damn feet if she was in front of the fucking hood and he's over the damn door in the window? How? That don't even make no fucking sense. So any damn way, they said,
Try to tell y'all, man, Millie thorough. We probably ain't gonna listen to this whole fucking thing, but I mean, this shit crazy, man.
Did you tell the detective that he must have gone over Kelsey to shoot me? And then she said, after she looked, like, yeah, she had to acknowledge it. They said, but I asked you that earlier, and you said no, and told her that she basically was playing crazy. They said, did Tory have anything in the car? She said, I don't know what Tory had in the car. I don't know. So they showed Megan the back seat. They asked her about all the different bags and shit, and she was trying to put it off on Kelsey, talking about maybe them was Kelsey bags, and she don't recognize the Louis Vuitton bag. She got a lot of bags, and she said, I'm just not sure if I have that bag. They said, did you tell EJ to take the bags out of his car and put them in Tory's car? Yeah. Did you tell EJ to go pack up your clothes from Kylie's home and put them in the car? Yeah. They said on July 16th in the interview, did you say, now this was interesting, did you say on July 16th in an interview, I didn't know I was shot and I didn't want to spread false information. I don't want to give false info. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. Yes, she absolutely did say that. So it is on record that 4 days after Megan said that she was shot, that she said, well, I didn't know that I was shot and I didn't want to spread, false information. But you say you watched the nigga shoot at you, so what would be false about that? That don't make no damn sense either. But even when they showed her the paper, she said she didn't remember.
Why did they not install Professor yet? Did I not tell them it has minimap timers?
Every time they show Megan her own damn statements, Megan said, that's what the paper says, but I don't remember. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember that. They said, do you remember that?
And mind you, they're showing her what she said. Like, you did say it, but she don't want to admit that she said it. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much why she keeps saying, I don't remember, because she don't want to admit it.
Days later, your attorneys were talking to the police, and they said, do you remember that your manager and you requested that the interview not be recorded? She said, I don't recall that. They said, do you recall Rock Nation being on a phone call 2 days later with Tory? They cut that off. Cut it off.
Objection? There was objection?
Yeah, they did not allow her to answer that question. They go into Kelsey. They said, she said she haven't seen Kelsey and that she only had got a text. Then she had to admit that it was a phone call. They said, when did you tell Kelsey that you left? She didn't give no.
Oh, come on. What the fuck?
Each other, but it's really Tory trying to wrestle the gun away from Kelsey. I just going off what was said by Milagros, it's clear that Meg was really well prepared. She knew that a lot of her public statements were going to come back to haunt her. I could imagine that her own personal attorneys are saying, don't perjure yourself now, girl. You're going to have to say you don't remember to certain things that would pretty much put you in a position to make you look like a liar. So you're going to have to use the, oh, I don't remember card. And she used it really well. She used it at moments where if she had remembered that fact, it would be major wins for the defense, or she would have to lie again. Hey, were you in Kelsey fighting? I don't remember nothing like that. No, I don't remember that. You see, the I don't remember thing is a convenient way to wiggle out of answering the question.
Right.
Because if you lie while answering the question and it could be proved that you lied, you could be held in contempt of court and be charged with perjury. Okay, she back again? All right, here we go, chat. Here we go. Thank y'all for rocking with me right now. We got about, let me see what's going on. I think we might have about 6,000 people.
We're gonna move through.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
They say Tamika over there talking about Megan did lie, but she got shot. Child, please. Any motherfucking way. So I had left off at them saying that there was something else that could have happened because Tory revealed that he was having sex with you. He could have been apologizing for that as well. And so they acted like they wanted to dismiss that shit. They didn't want to pay attention. They said, do you remember telling exactly what Tory was when you gave your statement? Because she was acting like she don't know if he was in the front seat or the back seat. She said, yeah. They said, but now you saying you didn't know which door on the passenger side he was on. They said at the hospital, you said that you and Tory argued and that Kelsey jumped in. Okay, she said, yeah. They said, we asked you twice about that argument. They said I argued with Tory, but then it turned into us arguing with him. They went back to the motherfucking Instagram live video. They said, you say you ain't want to be a snitch, but why didn't you tell Instagram that you had already talked to the police? Because you had. She ain't get no real damn answer. She said she was just upset that day due to accusations, and every day people are threatening her. She said that people have told her I would have shot her too. She's a whore. She didn't deserve to be here. All that kind of shit. They showed 3 different things from social media. One from Instagram that said Megan needed to have been shot and killed, some heinous shit like that. And then there were 2 tweets about Megan that they showed. She said I see stuff like that every day. Since the shooting. She said, if I would have known that speaking on this situation would mean losing my confidence, my friends, and everything else, I would have never said anything. That's what she said. They said, you said that you were an upcoming artist when the shooting took place, right? She said, yeah. They said, but you would consider yourself to be one of the biggest artists in the world right now, right? She said, yes. So they said, well, how did this affect your career then?
Right.
Wasn't it improved on, basically improved upon? She said, because I got shot. Now she got an attitude. They said, well, you said you were an up and coming artist when it happened, but now you acknowledge that you're one of the biggest artists in the world. So did it really hurt your career if you got awards and deals and all this other shit? They said you claim nothing else happened for Tory to apologize, but y'all argued. And they said the argument started because of the sex and the revelation that y'all had sex. She was like, well, why does that matter? Why does it matter that we had sex? And they said because that was the start of the argument.
That was the argument, right?
She had to acknowledge it. They said, were you upset about Kylie and Tory being in the pool? She said no. They said, when did you acknowledge that you had an intimate relationship with him? She said, I told the DA after they asked me on Gail. They said, did you tell the DA you slept with him, or did they ask you that after they saw the shit? She said they asked me. So after she did Gail, and Gail said, did you have an intimate relationship with Tory? Prosecutors went to Megan and said, well, did you have a sexual relationship? And she told them yes.
Yeah, it's like severely delayed. It's really delayed.
So that's when we have to acknowledge again that for 2 years, you lied about something that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. So I was under the impression that this is a DV charge, which usually, if there's any violence between a man and a woman, there's usually going to be the question of, are y'all fucking? Are y'all living together? Are y'all doing anything like that? That's how they get to determine if it's domestic violence rather than just simple assault or aggravated assault. But it could be aggravated assault and it's underneath domestic violence, which they treat differently to protect victims. So, so they're saying that the cops ain't have no idea they were fucking for like 2 years.
Right.
That sounds like sloppy detective work.
It did, yeah.
Right.
Doesn't it? Because she adamantly, repeatedly said there was no sexual relationship. Megan got on live and people asked her if she was having sex with Tory. She said Tory and kind of laughed. And ever since then, she even had a friend get up and say, if you think she fucking with Tory, you a damn fool. Whole time, that's exactly what she was doing. So the line about it was ridiculous. Like
stupid.
That was something so little.
Stupid.
What else they said? Were you upset about Kylie in the pool? Da 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 da. And then, let me see. Yeah. After that, they said, did you get in a fist fight with Kelsey? She said no. Did you get into any type of fight with Kelsey? She said no. They said, did you ever tell police that Tory bumped Kelsey on Gail? Or did you tell the police? No. Did you tell Gail? No. They said, so the first time that you saying this is now. They said, did you see them fight? She said no. She did not see Tory in them fight. And that was the end of Megan's raggedy ass testimony. Boring, snooze fast.
Did they ask the question, and this might be a weird question to ask, but did they ask her if when Tory, because keep in mind, she's 8 feet away.
Yeah. You
shoot at somebody 5 times and they're 8 feet away. You could be a bad aim, but come on, you tell me
that's very unlikely.
Right? Mm-hmm. Did they ask her if she believed that Tory was shooting the gun to scare her, or whoever? Well, she clearly thinks it's Tory. that whoever was shooting the gun was shooting it to scare her or was trying to hit her?
She did not specify. She said that she don't know why he did it. She don't know why he did it. That she said dance bitch when she got out the car.
And she admitted to no physicality before, like whether maybe she hit Tory or maybe Tory hit her first or maybe
nothing
she
like
hit Kelsey.
that.
So nobody was
Nothing.
physical, and this nigga just randomly pulled a gun.
Yes, that's the story.
That's wild.
That's the story.
Okay.
And the bitch is sticking to it. And I'm gonna tell you something. The people are not pleased. The people ain't pleased, and they're not buying that shit. So I don't know why people acting like Megan and all of that and all that shit didn't move nobody. And I'm gonna tell you something else. She was very snappy at certain points and very argumentative at certain points. The jury has more white women than anything else. I think that somebody should have spoken to Megan and let her know, like, play it cool, because even though black women should be allowed to express themselves, even though she's a victim on the stand, y'all know how black women, you know, get the shit, the brunt of shit. Megan looked like an angry black woman today. To me, yeah, at certain points she did. And I think that she should have concealed her feelings a little bit better, because she would go from the crying sound, because there were no tears, to an immediate type of snappy attitude and making those faces and all that kind of shit like that. You know, so I think that she should have been more.
Did she come across sincere? Did she come across like, let's take out the fact that you're obviously covering this case, right? If you were watching it and you were on that jury pool, and even though you said she didn't evoke any tears, but she was trying to evoke emotion, do you believe that you'd be like, you know what? If you never knew nothing else but her testimony, would you be like, you know what? I believe her? Or do you think she was carefully not only dissecting the questions, but also measuring the emotions to give out to try to get people to believe her? What do you genuinely think?
I think that there are people who absolutely could have looked at the situation and felt like at certain points, this girl is genuine. This girl was hurt. This girl is feeling this shit. She's doing it. I do feel like some people could have felt that way and received it that way. I think that the issue is when defense comes in and say, so you lied. Yes. So you lied. Yes. So you lied. Those are the things that changed maybe the way that some people could have felt about her testimony, because she contradicted herself a lot. And all of that I don't remember shit was getting aggravating. It was simple shit. You could have just answered.
So she changed her reason for not being upfront about what she claimed happened, right? She said, well, I didn't want the cops to kill nobody. Then it turns to, hey, in the hip hop community,
you don't want to be
cooperating. I ain't trying to be no snitch. It seems like there was questioning about it, but I'm asking you, did she explain, or did they ask her like, well, you know, you coming here and getting on the stand, if you thought they were going to think of you as a snitch back then, if you thought that, they're going to think of you definitely as a snitch now. You understand?
Snitch now, right? You in court.
Why did you make the decision to even testify? Because they normally do not require victims to testify in cases like that. Good point. You know, out of many different reasons. Good you know point. What I mean?
Of course.
So I could imagine that she elected to testify.
I don't know if I feel like she elected to testify. I think that she would have been. I think that maybe she was pushed. I think that the prosecutors, but it's so weak. If she didn't talk, this should have really been in the toilet. They needed her to get up there and do what she did, and then, you know, put on them damn sounds and point him out and do all that animated shit like Nancy Dillon said, and you know, and I want to highlight that Nancy Dillon said it because it seems to be a problem when black people, you know, report on what Megan had going on. So a white bitch said that the bitch was animated. If y'all want to, you know, accept it from the white bitch, since black media doesn't get a particular type of shine when we're sitting up reporting things, talking about things, and then y'all know what happened.
Yeah. And that's another thing that she always talks about. Like, you know, she, like I said, she definitely is thorough. Like, now I will say some people can probably look at her, especially when it comes to this Megan Thee Stallion thing. Like, some people can probably look at it and see, like, okay, maybe she might be a little bit biased against Megan Thee Stallion, right? And a little bit pro Tory in this situation. But in other stuff, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've always fucked with how she is very thorough, and she don't just talk about celebrity bullshit. Like, she talks about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's going on out here. So, you know, I fuck with her, but I like how she basically said, like, so I'm a black woman, and, you know, just a black person talking about this, and, you know, people are not going to believe it coming from me, so that's why I had to put out, you know, that this white person said it. You know what I'm saying? It's because, you know, apparently y'all will believe white people, but not, you know, not your own people. So, you know, and that's mainly who she's talking to, because most of the people watching this is black. So
there's a couple different things that play with that. Not only I do believe race comes into it, but you know, for whatever reason, the quote unquote word journalist, like y'all both were in the courtroom and seeing the same shit, right? You're gonna tell it in your way because you're like you're talented. You know what I mean? Like, you don't talk dry, right? And because you don't tell it mad dry, they're gonna be like, oh nah, that's not what happened. When she tweets it out, it's like, oh okay, yeah, we believe it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so from what I'm getting, and you tell me if I'm wrong, it doesn't seem like men.
And the crazy part is she's just as much of a reporter as, you know, you know what I'm saying, these other people are. You know, and a lot of other bloggers that are talented just like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she does her homework. She really does. She really does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just listen to, like, we've been on here like for like an hour listening to her. So, like,
blew it because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people were thinking that Tory's defense attorneys might have her so frazzled up there and just tripping over lie after lie that maybe the jury would just look at it and be like, man, we're dealing with a fucking compulsive liar. Throw this bitch out. I'm not saying she knocked it out the park, but
it wasn't one of those days where you left feeling like Megan just fucked this up.
Yeah.
It wasn't that, but holes were absolutely poked in her story. Absolutely. If it's a jury with 12 people, 4 might have been like, damn, that nigga shot her. The rest of
let me also
hoes gonna be like, that hoe a liar.
Let me ask you a question. So I know Meg gave her availability. That's why she came in today. Was she going to be available tomorrow?
We got through everything today, and they dismissed her as a witness. So I think she's done.
Okay, no, I know she's done, but put it like this: if I'm Tory's lawyer, she's sitting. You remember Amber Heard was up there for like some days,
right?
I need her for 3 days. I
don't think they give her 3 days.
Up there for 3 days.
By the time they got done with her, they was tired. The judge said, "Okay, can we dismiss this witness?" And then they said, "Yeah, y'all done. Okay, thank you." Like, it was like a please. There were a lot of can we approach, Your Honor? There were a lot of sidebar conversations.
Really?
Well, they wanted a lot. The Tory's defense.
Yo, Colleen, space.
Points, which I feel like they should have, because it started coming off like, well, damn. They would tell somebody else, answer the question, and leave it at the question. They let Megan just say whatever the fuck she wanted to say. And that's why I think it was so rehearsed, because she set up if they said Megan is the sky blue, she would say, yeah, the sky blue, because I went outside and I was at the park and I looked up at the sky and, you know, yeah, the sky blue. It was just excessive shit. But they would object, and they would say, let her do it. Overruled, handle it. And they would let her continue on. And I didn't think that was really fair. I didn't.
So the main thing we're taking away from this is that there's definitely some holes. You know, one thing with what you told me that I think she buttoned up, she tried to button up the major, like, you know, discrepancy of her saying, no, I know Tory shot me and my back was turned. She basically closed that loophole by saying, well
I turned my head to the left.
Yeah, when I turned my head around, he had the gun. I didn't see him pull the shots, but he's the last person that had the gun, so I'm making a conclusion he shot me. Right?
Yes.
Which still might help Tory, but it doesn't make her look like a liar, because she was saying, Tory shot me, but I never seen who shot me. Right. But now she's saying, I seen him with the gun.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So when Chelsea comes in tomorrow, it'll be very interesting to see what she says, because, mind you, Chelsea had gunshot residue on her. And it was said that Kelsey was very close to Megan when this shit went off. Don't forget, a witness saw the muzzle flash go off in the midst of what looked like an altercation. So for her to say that, and they already testified that no gunshots were fired like in the vehicle. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else.
What do you mean? What do you mean? No gunshots was fired in the vehicle?
A police officer came up as a witness and said that they knew that the gun was not fired in the car, which she did say he was half in, half out. But she said that she deduced that it wasn't in the car because it would have been a smell in the car from when they fired it. The shell casings would have been in the car and all that shit. But let me tell you what the problem is. If the car stopped in the middle of the street and Tory shot the gun over the window at you, them shell casings would have been in a particular spot.
Right.
I'm not feeling like the the shell casings are where they were supposed to be per where she claims he was. No. Though when they showed us some shell casings, it looked like it, and they said it's in the man's backyard. It was it was on the property. It's to me, I feel like a fight spilled over into a particular space. The gun went pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. That could have been a struggle. I really feel like the gun went off. I feel like people were struggling, but fuck that. The shell casings, if he shot you from the vehicle, would have been in the damn street. The shell casings wasn't in the street, from what I recall. Yeah, they were more so. They said they were in his backyard.
And usually there's some type of levitation between the street and the curb, and obviously I don't know if there's like a little pavement where you could walk, but obviously that would be different than someone's yard. If a shell casing flew 6 feet over there, nah.
Insanity.
Right. Well, apparently they're going to be bringing a gun expert. Hey, did the surgeon testify?
Not yet, but he will supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now we're gonna get to talk about this whole thing about what the fuck happened with
these bullet fragments. I want to see what was the regimen for the physical therapy. When did she start walking again? What date did she start walking again? We seen her in Mexico. We seen her on the boat fishing and shit. When was this happening?
This shit. I know she was kind of, or at least when you told me, it sounded like she was a little bit elusive around the subject of if she was intoxicated. Does she? I know she admits she drank 6 shots before Tory gets there. Does she just flat out say, "I was drunk"?
No.
Does she admit being impaired, like with her, with whether her judgment?
Asked her. They said you mentioned that you had been laughing a lot at the party. They said, was that because you were drunk? She said it could have been because I had been drinking. She never acknowledged that she was drunk, even though they brought up the fact that. But Kelsey, who was there with you all day, and y'all always party, she was passed out drunk. Yeah, but I had about probably 6 shots. Never said she was drunk.
I'm wondering if, let's say Corey Gamble takes the stand. I'm wondering if
he's supposed to be. They said that.
I wonder if he's gonna say, well, not only did Kylie kick her out, but she was belligerent and acting out while at the party, which led to her leaving. The thing about what Meg's testimony did is that unless somebody fills in the gap, her saying, well, I don't remember, Tory, like, I don't know if Tory's going to take a stand, but Tory can't fill that timeline in. That's basically hearsay at this point.
Right.
So she said, like, to establish what happened, right, before Tory got there, and then when Tory gets there, you need somebody to speak on that. Hopefully Kelsey will, but I don't know. If you were saying she was passed out, maybe she missed some shit too.
Exactly.
Thanks, man.
And I think that with the defense wanting to bring up Corey, they have an idea of what he would say. Because if you tell the truth, then you're going to say a particular thing. Why the hell would they request to have him come up if he wasn't going to say something that would benefit them? So I absolutely believe that Corey will get on the stand and testify to the fact that she was put the fuck out.
Interestingly enough, I'm actually surprised that she didn't say. I thought she was definitely gonna like corroborate the prosecutor's story that she saw Tory hit Kelsey, but she didn't say that. She said bump. Which now I'm wondering if Kelsey doesn't admit to it, Now I gotta wonder where the prosecutor got it from. Because
Amen.
the witness never told you that. Apparently Kelsey never really told. Like, there's got to be something new. I think Kelsey has an immunity deal. So I think the deal she has says, listen, no matter what you did that night, you will not get charged now or in the future, as long as you get on the stand and testify on the behalf of the prosecutors, basically saying that Tory shot Megan, you saw her.
Right. And
Because
what are we gonna say about her jewelry and her nail?
Well, this is where you're going to be instrumental, like, definitely tomorrow, when Tory's lawyers got to ask Kelsey, do you have a current deal with the prosecutors that has allowed this testimony and allow you to be here? Do you have anything pre-existing?
Right.
Because it's pertinent to know. You got to know it. You know what I mean? Because if she's bound by an immunity deal to testify, you never know what she might say or omit, just trying to help the prosecution get a conviction.
Right. Absolutely.
Because it's
clear
she's not doing this out of love for Meg. She's definitely not doing this out of love for Meg.
She has said, but make it make sense, because Kelsey the one did a diss track and said, do your label really know who shot you? She said that Kelsey went live and said, after Gail, this is just the beginning. Let her do what she gonna do. I'm gonna talk about, and called her a liar. Right. So you finna get up here and say what on Megan's behalf? If that's the case, everybody thinks she's gonna be on Megan's side, but what the fuck are you gonna say if you've been calling her a liar this whole time?
Also, wait, hey, did they ask Meg? I know they got to ask Kelsey this. Meg had stated that the reason that Kelsey did not come out and basically get her side and speak the quote-unquote truth, which would say that, Tory shot Meg, is because Tory not only offered, but it looked like Tory was supporting her business or whatever the case is. Did she get asked if she had any tangible proof that Tory was literally either supporting or paying under the table, whatever the fuck you want to call it?
Oh, and let me tell you what she did. Megan claimed that Kelsey went to this damn hotel to meet up with Tory and with the whoop. At first, she said it was a text. Then she changed it and said it was a phone call. So we have no proof of the claims that Megan made that Kelsey claims, allegedly, that Tory offered her anything. There's no proof of that.
Wow.
She said it was a phone call, and Megan said, how could you do that? You betrayed me. That nigga shot me. Why the fuck would you go over there by yourself? And all of that shit. And left it right there.
Wow. That's interesting. That's fucking interesting. So, Kelsey is top of the morning tomorrow. Kelsey will be testifying.
Yeah. Kelsey's supposed to be the next witness. Oh, she's supposed to testify to Wednesday. So I don't know if she's going to be first up, but she's supposed to be Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah. That means they gotta play that diss song she made at
they got to.
They gotta
and
play
I want to
that.
hear about the sex tape talk. Will Desiree be back in court? Is she coming to the damn stand? What the hell going on with that? Because are we gonna talk about that?
It's clear that, well, first of all, I think Rock Nation, we all know where they've placed their eggs in the basket of getting a conviction. Trust and believe. All the entities that have supported and invested a lot of money into Meg,
right,
they need a conviction. Whether they give a fuck about Tory or not, the only way to make sure that, number one, Meg's career goes even higher, and also she's not looked at as quote unquote a liar, is that Tory gonna go to jail. And I think that they're not only showing support in dealing with certain people, but fuck all that real quick. The driver. Why is he not on no...
Exactly. I haven't heard shit about this nigga.
If you want to grow your YouTube channel, you should consider getting TubeBuddy. I've been using TubeBuddy for the last...
I don't understand. And he keeps getting mentioned. He's been mentioned the whole time, but nobody has expressed interest in bringing him up or any fucking thing. I don't know where the hell he done went. We ain't never heard from the damn man. They did show his picture up at the damn jail. But
I heard from him one time.
And then Megan said about the driver that he never said nothing. She don't remember him saying nothing. That he was just quiet the whole damn time. But you got witnesses who saw a whole bunch of shit. So you telling me, Megan, the witnesses are lying? A man woke up in the middle of the night and decided to lie minutes after this incident about you getting into a physical altercation and this shit happening.
Hold on. The bodyguard, allegedly, and I know a lot of people have played this and pretty much we've adopted it seemingly to be true. There is a video where a bodyguard is talking, and the bodyguard is basically breaking down what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, granted, if you can't get that nigga to come in to testify, maybe some things from what he said that went on social media or YouTube.
Did anybody confirm that was him, though?
Oh, well, I guess
the
prosecutors have. Say it?
The audio is just audio.
It is audio,
So did we ever confirm that was even a security guard?
Well, I gotta imagine that the prosecutor would do that. You gotta do that. Like, yo, if you have three people in a love triangle and the only person who's neutral, you gotta get that nigga's statement.
I would think so.
That's odd to me.
Yeah. I would hope that they would put his ass on because he should know everything.
He was right there.
Outside the whole damn time.
He was there.
They acknowledged that he never came in the party, never was meant to. Sat in the car the whole time. So this nigga sitting outside. He didn't see everything that happened outside. He the one that's been driving all damn night. That's the one got the damn answers.
That don't have a dog in the fight.
Apologize via text. That might have been to Kelsey. Was there any follow-up text messages sent to him like, bro, why did you shoot her or something like that? Like anything that could that could pin that apology to an act, because that apology just seems random, right?
No, and when you hear the call from the jail, everything makes sense. When you hear more than that little itty bitty ass piece of "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this" and when he says, what happened, I can't take it back, but I hate that, that sounds like somebody who regrets. If the story is, damn, I'm the one that divulged that we was having sex and this then fucked y'all up and this shit then blew up to some more shit, it makes sense what he said. That puts it in context. I don't know anybody that would shoot a bitch and say, try to kill her, I guess, and shoot at a bitch 5 times and say, child, whatever happened. I can't take it back, but
right.
that doesn't correlate.
Right.
It makes perfect sense that he felt bad about divulging that information. And when he said, I don't move like that. Even when he texting, I don't move like that. I was drunk. I think he feel like I ain't no chatty ass nigga. So I wouldn't have did that if I wasn't drinking. It make perfect sense that it was, damn, I hate that I said that shit. Like, it's going to cause a problem between you guys. It did cause a problem.
Man, this shit,
and don't
this shit is crazy.
We haven't heard the body cam footage yet, but we got to hear the statement be made that Kelsey did say, I'm hyperventilating, I'm about to pass out. And he said, it's okay, they don't know what happened.
Okay, the ring camera footage that the shots were being heard on, is there anything, even if it's faint? Because I gotta imagine the dance bitch, that sounds like a one-liner out of a movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It should sound like something out of Goodfellas.
Is any of that? Do you hear shouting before?
No.
Captured, or you just only hear bullets?
You just hear the bullets.
Because that ring camera was inside the house, right?
Oh, you hear some damn bullets.
Did the defense attorney kind of, because here's the thing. There is some reason, and this, if I'm the defense attorney, I would argue that, oh, hey, you don't really know who shot you, but you do have some type of motive to pin it on Tory.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Hell yeah. That's how I feel.
Did they get into, and it seemed like they did, about either with her career or maybe how she may have felt embarrassed about being in that situation, or maybe how she was looking at the blogs covering her limping and then thinking that she was doing something that maybe she wasn't doing. And you tell me.
Absolutely. They asked her about that, just about the way that she decided to handle things. And she just said that she was embarrassed. She didn't want, she said she would have never said nothing if Tory's team wasn't putting out false stories and trying to make a narrative, that she would have never told anybody about this. And I found that to be odd, that you would never. So you was gonna go home that night because, mind you, they were still taking her home. They weren't going to the hospital; they were taking her home. So you were gonna be okay with getting dropped off at your damn house, and you were never gonna say nothing about this incident. Is what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're telling the courts.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking ridiculous to me.
You got shot, but you wasn't gonna say nothing.
And you embarrassed, and you don't want to be a snitch. You got right up on Instagram and told the shit.
On Instagram Live and said it.
What you talking about? You was talking to police the day after.
Doesn't make sense.
Doing an interview. What the fuck is you talking about?
You know what's interesting about that? I think when she first comes out and says, "Hey, listen, I was a victim," I don't think Tory made any statement. I think people were covering the story, being ignorant, saying, "Hey, the police are investigating the shooting, and they." I think people were confused and arrested with detained at that point. But it was like, "Yo, hey, all three of these people got arrested: Tory Lanez, Meg, and another woman." And of course, that's how it was playing on all media.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, what people were interpreting is that, oh shit, Meg probably did something wrong. I don't think Tory was putting out any narrative. I think what happened was that Meg did not like the fact that it was seen that she might have been into some bullshit, because obviously she's definitely brand friendly.
If people remember, and if everybody goes back, the jokes were running rampant.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tory. It was the internet.
It was the internet. It was the internet, because when this whole thing first broke, people were poking holes in it from the beginning. From the beginning. So, I don't know if it was, Tory's team or whatever, but it was definitely the internet that was like, hold up, something don't make sense. And I don't think that she liked that. So then that's when all this other shit popped off.
When people saw Megan in the middle of the night walking backwards, we see a little blood. She said she stepped on glass. They continue to call her a drunk bitch. It's rumors about her being an alcoholic, and people throw that in her face and all kind of shit. People in the internet started taunting her. That is when that girl came out and said something. And we heard the audio of Kelsey saying Meg's team is already all over this. 5 hours after the shit, when she talked to Tory on the jail call, she said, yeah, Meg's people are already all over this. So her team had already come in. Like they said, y'all asked them not to even, record the interview that you did with them. Y'all wanted that off the record and shit. To me, strategy was already being had. And they said, why did you want to call the manager? And she said, because I felt like if I could
I said that was a shrewd moment, a shrewd answer by her to say, oh, I don't remember asking them to not record it, because the question would be, why would you not want it to be recorded? Unless maybe, right? You didn't want it to surface, and you just wanted to basically tell on the nigga.
Exactly.
And not you being.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think it was a slam dunk for her. She may have touched a couple of people today, but this is very early. We still got a lot more people to get through that's going to have a story to tell. So this was not a slam dunk. Like I said, I think that there was some genuine. The most genuine that I saw, emotion-wise, was every time she brought up Party, her boyfriend, and at certain points when she brought up Kelsey and the fact that they were no longer friends. She seems to be really hurt by the fact that, and I think that was real, that her and Kelsey were no longer friends. And when she had to say basically her nigga was embarrassed to her, the bitch looked embarrassed. I don't know if it was hurt, but she looked affected. Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Yeah.
I believe it too.
I definitely believe that. I think she's in a hopefully healthy relationship now.
Yeah.
And every day we found out about 3 more rappers who's supposed to be smashed. And I could imagine, he's probably
and that's definitely gonna be embarrassing for him, like, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, that's definitely gonna be embarrassing for the man. But like, it just is the situation that we're in right now. You know what I mean? But he knew that when he decided to date you. You know what I mean? So he knew that it was a possibility that well, not a possibility, but like he knew that like you was gonna come with some baggage. Like he knew that you was gonna come with some shit. So, you know. And it's kind of crazy because he's so, like, that nigga Party is a super sensitive ass dude when it comes to his girl. Like, he don't give a damn, bro. Like, this nigga was ready to square up with The Rock, and all he did was make a joke. Like, this nigga was ready. He was on go. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine that it would be a little embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like, this nigga can't catch a break. That's why he's so on edge. You know what I'm saying? This nigga ready to fight any and everybody, and it's like, bro, you can't be acting like that, bro. You gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I believe it. I believe that, you know what I'm saying, he would feel some type of way every time, you know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, however many bodies it is attached to your girl, and you know.
Probably trying to be as supportive as he can be. But he's
But it's a
looking like
lot.
a clown.
It's a
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he looks like a clown. It looks like everybody that has a bitch.
Right.
And she's reacting off of that, and she probably feels horrible because none of this would have really came to light or start getting confirmed
Right.
until this whole situation with Tory. So I believe that.
Right.
Did they ask her? Hey.
And that's exactly why, okay, like I literally just said, like that's why he's so sensitive, because deep down I feel like he probably know that he looks stupid, you know what I mean? Because of the fact that, you know, you already got this nigga Tory, the baby, apparently Ben Simmons, and whoever else, you know what I'm saying, attached to her within a short span of time. So it's just like, damn, like now she looking a little, you know, like she looking a little bad, but you know, and so now you got to pretty much take that on the chin. And like, I don't know too many dudes, man, that would just be cool with dealing with something like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I mean, Akademiks, he said what he said, right? Like, listen, like he's trying to be supportive in the situation, but it's got to be tough, just as a man, like to realize, damn, like like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you did it. Like, damn.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm just phrasing the question so they could ask it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Does she believe there is any possibility that, and I think you may have answered this already, any possibility that Kelsey could have fired that gun? I know she believes it's Tory, but does she believe it's impossible that Kelsey could have fired that?
She repeatedly said, "I know who shot me. It was Tory." They said point blank, "Did Kelsey shoot you?" No. She said she's never known Kelsey to have a gun or even handle a gun. But Kelsey did say in her rap that if I was the one with the gun, you would have heard about a murder. So, you know, where did that come from? Is that because you handled weapons before? You've been around weapons? Kelsey said she was a real street bitch, if that's where you want to take it. So you've never seen Kelsey handle a gun? You don't know anything about, you don't think that she would have got up on and handled it?
But then
I'm going to say something. There are people saying that.
But then you could just say, oh, well, you could just toss it up, though. That's just rap. That's just lyrics. Like, that's just, you know, talking bullshit. Like, she, you know, that's what you could say.
I feel like defense could have gone harder, and y'all are hearing things and weren't there. Defense did what they were supposed to do, because you got to think about the optics. The defense was a man. She's the victim, the presumed victim. So he couldn't get up there going hard at that fucking girl.
You can't badger the witness like that.
Yeah,
right.
You can't. So he played it how he was supposed to. He had to walk a fine line, and I think that he did a great job doing so. He poked the holes in the story. He didn't have to do too much.
Right.
It was very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looked like if I was in that jury pool, I'd probably say, listen, it seems like she has told lies before, and she's probably liable to continue lying whenever it behooves her. However, it's a gut call if I'm going to believe her now, right? Because she's acknowledging that she lied before, but she's saying, oh, I lied for a good reason. Now I have to think about if I'm going to judge her credibility now.
Right.
Is now a good time for her to be lying?
Right.
Okay. And that's what they said in opening statements. The defense said you're going to have to judge credibility. literally. And here we are with him already outlining, you lied here, you lied there. So for 2 years, you maintained this lie? That yes, she has to acknowledge it. So
Yeah. So again, like that's why he didn't have to go super hard on her, because she pretty much is digging this hole herself. You know what I mean? So that's really all that they need. You know, they don't really need for it, because it's at this point, like she just said, it's about credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to throw a whole bunch of hard evidence, because we don't need to do that in this case. And to be honest, they really can't, because first of all, the bullet fragments or glass fragments or whatever the fuck, that's missing. So you can't use that. You can't. They didn't run DNA on anything. Like, this was very, very poor police work. So they don't really have much evidence to go off of. It's just a bunch of hearsay. So, you know, a bunch of he said, she said type shit. So
it is on record that yes, she will lie when she gets ready to lie for whatever her reason is. Lied about the glass in her foot, lied about this and that. So you're willing to lie for whatever your reason is, bitch, to authorities for extended periods of time.
right.
That's important.
Wow.
And
This shit is a saga.
It's
Are you gonna
ridiculous.
have problems?
Never in a million years did I think that it would be like this. Never in a million years did I think that there would be a case in my lifetime that has as many up and down roller coaster moments like this.
no, I'm good to go because I didn't do anything. So yeah, we good. I think they're just being real strict, and I think it's a lot of nitpicky shit going on. Megan's testimony today was so fucking boring. It was just so motherfucking boring. But yeah, got to hear it. Everything is good. But the people are watching, child.
Did they ask her? You know, because Tory's been under gag order for a while, and obviously, you know, she's been doing interviews, all these type of things. Did they ask her in what world does she feel like Tory's driving the narrative as opposed to her? And also, how in what world Tory's career has gone up and she feels her career has been negatively affected?
Yeah, they brought up and they said, you don't think that Tory's been getting all kind of hate too? When she said that she saw messages of people saying she should have been killed and stuff. And she said, I don't know. You know, like, girl, you see that shit on Twitter. You see what people be posting and people be talking about that.
I will say this. She definitely is very, very aware of the shit that goes on Twitter, on social media. So, especially when her name is attached to it. So, she's already shown that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, let somebody, especially if Tory say something, like, she'll be very quick to, you know, pull out them Twitter fingers and just start going crazy. So she definitely is very much aware of what the hell is going on social media, especially when it comes to him. So I don't know, man.
That fucking man and coming at him with all of that shit. You know that shit effect.
This is also interesting, right? Somebody in like the Instagram chat said, well, did they state in court that that gun was registered to Tory's security, aka the driver?
No, they have not pinpointed that weapon to any particular person. It was where Tory was in a car that led them to feel like it's his gun. But no, ain't nobody proven that was his gun. No.
Wow.
Do you think with some of the questions about the bags and stuff like that, they're hinting towards maybe one of the women had the gun? Or had, maybe not on their person, but in their belongings?
Absolutely. And you have to consider the fact that y'all took shit out of EJ car. Y'all put a whole bunch of shit in that man's car. Not only that, y'all went into Kylie's home. How the hell we don't know the gun wasn't in Kylie's house? Somebody stole it. Went in the Kylie house, had EJ pack your clothes up, put the shit in the car. Y'all go up the street, almost get to your house. How we know you didn't stop at a damn gun shop? How we know you didn't stop by somewhere and pick up a weapon and say, I'm finna go back and fuck some shit up? We don't know what the hell y'all did. All we know is Tory got back in his car and it was a gun in the goddamn car.
Is EJ gonna take the stand?
EJ? Yes.
Okay. So he's gonna give a clearer picture of what happened at the party.
That'll be
in Meg Thee Stallion's story, does she say EJ's a dude, right? I don't really know this.
Yes, he's a dude.
Okay. Was he passed out? Was he drunk too, or
they didn't speak to that? Okay. They only spoke to Kelsey. They mentioned that Kelsey was passed out. And then she got back up at a point and went to the pool. And don't forget that yesterday they hinted at an incident at the pool. And they said that Megan, after that, got very upset. So I'm very interested to hear what it was that was supposed to have taken place with Kelsey, Kylie, and Tory. Because they implied that there was something that happened. I'm like, well, damn, was it a three-way French kiss? What the fuck happened? What was bitches mad for? What could have happened that could have made her upset? That's interesting.
Right.
Was there any kissing admitted to?
No. She basically said that the wig slipping is why she wanted to go home.
Was she asked if she being felt away by Tory flirting with Kylie?
Yeah, and she said that's not true at all.
She said she ain't give no fucks.
Right. None. She said it had nothing to do. Nothing at all to do with that. She said my wig was slipping. EJ told me my wig was slipping, and I had to go. I wanted to leave. Then turn around and said, well, they said, why you ain't leave with EJ? Oh, because I ain't want to leave. Okay, well, bitch, did you want to leave or did you not want to leave? And girl, your wig was slipping, your hair was fucked up, and all that kind of shit. From what? Because when you was in the pool, and you said, Tory, don't get my hair wet, if y'all remember. So, yep. Babe, your hair was fine, right? Or what happened? When did the wig start slipping, boo? Because if whatever happened and your wig was fucked up shortly after Tory got there, which was the reason why they say Tory didn't want to leave because he had just got there, we saw you bitches. So what the fuck? When did your hair get messed up, love? Was there something? Was it an issue at the house? Did bitches get belligerent at the house and cut up? Why your wig start slipping? That don't make no damn sense. You had just got done filming the video for what? Like, girl, cut it out.
Wow.
Okay. So, where are you leaning right now? Give me a sequence of events. And again, it's probably going to change day by day as you see more testimony and whatever. But as you're trying to formulate the story in your mind, what are you trying to try to put the pieces together from what the detectives say? You're seeing pictures and you're hearing audio in court that we're not privy to because we're not in court, but you're seeing it, from, a really close perspective. Give me what you believe probably happened.
I think that Megan goes over to Kylie's house to go to a pool party. She invites the nigga that she had been fucking with, wanted him to come over. I think that she wants to keep it light because Kelsey was back. I don't know why in the fuck you would want to be around a nigga knowing you had fucked him with Kelsey sitting up here. But I think maybe she wanted to keep it light that night. Come on over. Let's have some fun since they have had fun together because she mentioned that they were partying shit together. I think they went over there and that I think that Megan being from a certain area talking how she talked, I don't know her, but I would imagine that she would have an attitude with a nigga flirt with another bitch in her face. Oh, what the fuck y'all think this is? Not in my face, not after I'm the one that's supposed to fuck you. Like, no. That's women find it to be disrespectful. I think that she had an attitude about it, and that is why she wanted to leave. I think that she got belligerent. I do believe that Kylie said, babe, it's time for you to go. I think that she did not want to leave. I think that Tory did not want to escalate the situation. It was already like, damn, this bitch really want to get the fuck up out of here. And so he said, you know what, let me leave. And even though I just got here and I want to be here, okay, fine, let me leave. I think they got in the car and it was tense. I believe that the argument, I can even believe that they got in an argument about their careers because she said that there was an argument about, who was bigger and who had a better career and who was a better rapper. I believe some shit like that could have been said, but I think that what the issue was, because hell no, I don't think that that's what sparked everything.
Hell no.
I think that Tory absolutely said, oh, you backing up a bitch that's been on my dick? And I think that the ladies started to argue. Even if Tory was in it and everybody was arguing, I think that the attitude would have been between the women. They have more motive than anyone in this situation to me. Based on that revelation, I believe the witness, saw Kelsey get out. I think they had a physical fight. I think that the men, somebody grabbed the gun. Who? Can't deduce that yet. But I think one of those women grabbed that gun is what I think. maybe trying to defend themselves after a physical altercation. Maybe a bitch losing. Maybe a bitch wants somebody to get the fuck up off of her. Whatever. I think the gun was grabbed. If the gun started off where it ended up, that means that shit was sitting right there where Megan was. If that's the case. The gun gets grabbed, and I think that there was a struggle. I think maybe the men intervened. Tory intervened to try to, this is serious now. Somebody could die. I think that there was a struggle over that weapon, and I think that the weapon went off. I do not think that anybody...
But honestly, though, that whole thing is in correlation to what I heard that audio say of the driver, right? Because that's literally what Akademiks said. Like, the driver literally said what he saw happen, and no one's talking about it. And he was the only person there that actually could tell you what happened from his point of view and not have a side to choose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have a dog in the fight. So, but no one has said anything. So I don't know, but that matches what, you know, the driver said happened. So I don't know.
Especially Tory, with intent, shot at her and said, "Dance, bitch," and shot at this girl. I don't think that happened. I think Megan ended up getting hurt. Absolutely. I don't think the story goes the way that she told it. I think that it was an accident. I don't think anyone out there
I think it was
purposely
accident.
fired that gun.
Right.
I think it went off in the midst of a struggle. That's what I think happened.
Do you think she's just doubling down on the story that, oh, Tory did it and he's the only guilty person? Or do you think in some weird way, even though she don't fuck with her, she's protecting Kelsey?
Absolutely.
Because I still can't understand why she didn't just say, yo, yeah, Kelsey beat me up too. Or like or maybe it don't sound too good. Because
exactly.
I guess if she beat up Kelsey, like she don't mention nothing with the fight with Kelsey.
Yeah, like I absolutely think she would protect Kelsey above anything, regardless of what has happened thus far. Yeah, and she too deep in the shit now to change it up.
Right.
And somebody said, "What's the relevance of the sexual relationship?" You dumb bitch. The relevance is the fact that started the argument. That would give somebody motive.
Right.
Duh. Nobody cares about Megan's pussy. The sex life is relevant because that is what tipped the scales.
Right.
When Tory revealed that Megan had sex with him, Kelsey gets upset. This escalates the situation. This ain't the first time that you've done this to me. Everybody corroborates that claim. So that's very important when it comes to what were y'all arguing about. And that gives them motive. And Megan kept that from y'all. You sit up here wondering why it's relevant. You need to wonder why the girl kept it from you. Mm-hmm. And what was your motive for keeping that from the people?
Right. Right. I mean, that's important, you know, because it tells you what the hell they're arguing about. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That whoever that was clearly a Megan fan. Clearly. Because it's like, what do you mean? Like, why do y'all care about it? Like, it's literally the focal point. Like, it's what this whole thing is built around. Like, that's what they didn't want to talk about in the first place. Because they knew it was stupid and they knew it was petty overall. But they didn't think, I don't think any of those people that were there, not Kelsey, Megan, Tory, none of them thought that it would get to the level that it is right now. All because y'all just, you know, and really, it just was stupid. It was just a whole stupid situation that didn't need to happen, you know, and that's really the whole thing. Like, none of this needed to happen. None of this should have happened.
Because then you start to understand the dynamics. You know how that looks if people find that shit out.
Right.
It look like you hoes is guilty.
Right.
So come on. Now.
Wow. No, interesting shit. I mean, again, like, I would have to think, just hearing from you today and yesterday, that if the jury had to vote just off of today, it would be a very tough call for them to all unanimously vote that Tory is guilty.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I would acknowledge that I think that some people would say maybe he's guilty.
A League of Legends overlay app that can literally help you win more often thanks to a new OP feature. This new feature...
After Megan got up there and did what she did. every single juror? Absolutely not. I think the majority will say, child, I cannot with 100% certainty say he did
It
this.
would be a hung jury. At the minimum, I feel like it could be a hung jury. But I don't think it's gonna be either way. I think the best case scenario for the both of them would be that even the jury doesn't know what to say. They don't know what to think. Which honestly, if it were to end today, it possibly could go that way, or it might be in Tory's favor. But it's not going to be a unanimous thing. Like it's definitely not.
Okay, so I see some people mentioning in the chat. They said someone else who was there, Tamika Mallory, is saying completely different, a different tune, and I guess they're saying that basically, I'm not sure if she did say that, but maybe she possibly said that, like Meg had everybody in there believing, pretty much. I don't know.
But of course, what else would she say?
Okay, does she have a horse in the race? I don't know.
You know she's affiliated with Rock Nation.
Yeah, I'm about to say, ain't she with Rock Nation?
Jaw jacking, smiling and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm like, wait, ain't she with Rock Nation?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is politics as usual.
And everybody wants to talk about biases and but why don't y'all talk about that?
Oh, okay. So some politics as usual shit. Jesus Christ.
This shit crazy, dog. Even Akademiks, it's like, god damn. This shit is ridiculous. Like this case, bro, is crazy.
It was Rock Nation. It was sitting right next to Desiree. Kick in. Good time back there, child.
Man, this shit is getting tense. Okay, so more importantly than Meg's testimony today. Remember, Meg still said her back was turned for certain shit. She don't remember. Bump, this, that, the third. What do you think Kelsey's going to say tomorrow? And do you expect any bombshells to be dropped?
You know what? The way this shit going after today, I don't know what the hell Kelsey going to get up there and say. Because how in the fuck did this jury and this nail get in the middle of the street? Who you gonna, when they ask you about what happened, are you gonna get your ass up there and say you don't remember either? Is she gonna act like Megan and play dumb all damn day? Or is she gonna get to it? And with Kelsey, with them already painting the picture that she was so inebriated that she was passed out, at the house, are we already setting the stage for her not to remember and have gaps in her damn story? She might get that for that card.
Hey, not to go back. Did they ask Meg the Stallion? And this is probably going to cause all type of objections if they went down this line of questioning. Did they ask her how frequently does she drink? Does she often goes to parties and get drunk?
No.
Is she a quiet drunk? Aggressive drunk? What is her usual demeanor?
Nothing.
What?
Like.
Wow.
Oh hell no! You got to establish that. Because listen, my thing is that she's showing up to court today, all done up, and her personality, and even if she's a little snappy, is gonna be much different than when somebody's off 18 shots of Casamigos. You hear me?
Okay.
So
and we do have Moneybag Yo, who used to date her, in a live video with her saying, I keep these BC powders in my car for you. BC powders are often used for hangovers and shit like that. And he told her, you get real gangsta, don't crash the boat. Kelsey said, bitch, I'm talking to that bitch that crashed that boat on 42. A lot of people have alluded to the fact that the bitch gets real ignorant when she gets on that damn liquor. Alluded to. We don't know. But
yeah. People have said that. And honestly, it ain't even really like people saying it. Like, you can honestly just look at it. Like, half the time, you can just tell, like, damn. But I've been around people that are like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people who get real crazy off the liquor. And it's just like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous.
Should have definitely. That was something good that could ask. But maybe
I should have asked that. You're completely relevant.
Yeah.
Complete.
Have you ever been to rehab for drinking? That was
Very good question.
Mm-hmm. There were rumors that she went to rehab. So that would have.
I got to think that she must have told him I'm only available for today, and the judge just made sure a testimony was put on the record. Because I'm telling you, if I'm that, it should have been some Amber Heard shit. She should have been on the stand from today all the way to goddamn Friday. At least.
Yeah. They rolled out the red carpet, and they really, made her very comfortable. And yeah, Megan, if you need a break, but once again, when you're the victim in a situation, you want saying something happened to me, they want to play it cool. But Kathy Todd repeatedly said, if you need a break, let me know, and I know that this is hard for you, and all these different things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I'm not, listen, and I know some people might be like, yo, my interest on who she fucks or fucked is coming from a place of trying to paint her as, like a smut or trying to shame her.
No, but
come on, I drink every day. So
but it ain't even about that. It's just like we need to know these things, man, because it's like, yo, like really trying to paint out like what type of person are you, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you get down like this? Because if you do, that would make a lot of sense as to why the shit happened the way that it did that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course, there's going to be people that's going to try to paint that narrative, but, just I don't know.
I'm not trying to shame her tactics for either drinking or for having sex with whoever she want to have sex with.
Right.
But it's very important in the story.
Absolutely.
Y'all are fighting.
This is
allegedly two women may have.
It was said in a court of law that Ben Simmons and the baby, you know what I'm saying, have been fucked on. We sit in a courtroom and this is it. The baby came out and said that he fucked the girl. So what the fuck are we supposed to do? Who she mad at? Us or them niggas?
Right.
The fuck?
No, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, but the thing is, Ben Simmons ain't say shit about her though. I never knew that until like today, like yesterday or some shit. Like I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew Ben. I mean, the only reason why I even know anything about Ben Simmons' dating history is because obviously he played for my fucking Sixers, so I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he was dating Tinashe, but like, that was for what, like a day, like a week. You know what I'm saying? Like that relationship didn't last long at all. So, but I knew nothing about this Megan Thee Stallion thing. I knew he was feeling was it Kendall Jenner or something like that. Like I knew he was like with her, but hold on one second.
Surprised those questions weren't asked, but you never know. It might be asked to her friends. Hey, Kelsey,
right?
You hung out with Meg mad time. Have you and Meg ever gotten a physical altercation before? Have y'all ever argued over men? Have y'all ever argued while she was drunk? how does she normally act when she's drunk?
Yeah, I want to say something.
You get in fights.
If a gun went off, it's crazy not to have sympathy for her. Tory or Kelsey dead wrong. Babe, if it was an accident, I'm not getting behind somebody falsely accusing someone. If you accidentally bump me, bitch, you can feel bad about it. But if I try to make it something that it's not, that's something completely different. I'm gonna have sympathy for something that I'm not sure of. That's what this trial is about. So I'm not gonna point the finger. If I acknowledge certain things, that would be me like acknowledging that he's guilty, that he did do it. So we don't know what happened yet. We know what he's being accused of and what she claims, and that's what needs to be remembered. Like I said, she got hurt some type of way. Obviously, we see the scars and shit. So obviously something happened, and that is horrible. But we have to remember that she's accusing somebody of something very specific, and that's what needs to be proven, because it may be that it did not happen that way.
Did they? She said she was in rehab for months with her foot, and she couldn't walk for a while. Did they ask her about her twerking in like 5 business days?
No. That's why I'm interested to know from the doctor. No, there's nothing like that. I'm interested to know from the doctor, what did you recommend for her? And who in the hell was doing the physical therapy? And what day did this girl start walking again? Please tell me. Because we saw her. We saw 1 foot bandaged up down at the damn club. We seen her at DJ Khaled house. We seen it, but you was walking and twerking and dancing and performing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I think no. And if the shit keep going this way, no reasonable jury would convict him. It's too all over the place.
Well,
even at base value, it's too all over the place. What the fuck are you to make of this shit? This is a mess. And the prosecution's evidence ain't helped the damn thing. And what are damn bullet fragments? I'm afraid to get up there and acknowledge that them damn bullet fragments gone.
Hey, is it known if Tory will take the stand? Is that planned?
Nobody has mentioned that at all. So I don't know.
So who else on the witness list definitely has to testify?
EJ, the stylist, Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's boyfriend, Kelsey Harris, the ex-best friend, the doctor. Past that, they haven't revealed.
Okay, so most likely all these witnesses are probably going to take up at least for the rest of this week, right?
We got through 5 the first day. Megan took all day, but we got through quite a bit that first day. I'm hoping that they get. I'm hoping that we do Kelsey like up until about half of the day before lunch and come back in and get some more people in there. But Kelsey might take all day.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that this trial, closing statements are probably going to be given like next week, Wednesday at the latest. That the jury could have, the jury could have at least maybe possibly a day to deliberate if it's that contentious, or 2 days that they could deliver a verdict definitely before the 23rd. The courts are going into holidays after.
They're telling me that they don't even think that this will go the 10 days. It's supposed to be a 10-day trial. They don't think that shit gonna even go 10. So what you're saying about maybe Wednesday? Yeah, that's about what is being whispered about.
Wow. That's just interesting, man. Holy shit.
So today wasn't as lively. We got Megan's side, but it wasn't one of them lively days. I feel like yesterday was more lively.
Well, I heard everyone was on edge because Meg was coming to court. Like, it was like the queen, like, coming to town.
Oh, really? That's what they're saying?
Yeah. Well, reading Nancy's tweets and a few other people's tweets, it was like, people were they were making sure nobody, there's somebody named something Cunningham. She said that they were making sure that absolutely no pictures, and they were like really like almost down people's throats, and even outside of the courtroom, making sure that no one took pictures of, spoke to.
There weren't. Let me tell you something. There were fans of hers there, So there were people, and Tory, mind you, there were people literally screaming, "Free him! He didn't do it. He's innocent," literally. But they told us to highlight who was there for Megan, of course. But Megan had fans there, so you did have some people fanning out. But when it came to her getting on that 15th floor and coming in, I didn't see people fanning out. You had some people that maybe got a smile and were, excited maybe to see her being there. But because of all of the extra shit that went into getting her into that seat, what I felt like was that everybody involved in that courtroom was agitated and annoyed and wanted to just like, come on with this shit. It was like, okay, like, come on,
Hey, I seen a few people holding up signs outside. Did y'all see my son out there holding up a sign?
I did not see my son. Was he there?
All right. Well, damn, man. That is gonna do it. We be on this joint for like 2 hours. I don't know what the hell gonna be with this verdict, man. But boy, I tell you, the best thing that could happen is for it to be a hung jury or something like that. Because if it's one way or the other, somebody getting screwed for sure, man. So I don't even know. What this case, man. This case is fucking crazy.